أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله أستعينه واستغفر ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين يدي الساعة من يطع الله ورسوله فقد رشد ومن يعصهما فإنه لا يضر إلا نفسه ولا يضر الله شيئا أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي رب زدني علما سبحان الله وبحمده سبحان الله العظيم. My dear audiences, friends and brothers and sisters who are watching through Facebook, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. At the very beginning, I would like to express my deep gratitude to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has given me opportunity to attend this Tafsirul Qur'an Mahfil. And for this reason, let us say Alhamdulillah, all praises are for Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Before commencement of this Tafsirul Qur'an Mahfil, I would like to protest and condemn the conduct of the Swedish against Qur'an. The Swedish, in supervision of the Swedish government, insulted our Holy Qur'an. And I strongly protest these types of activities. And I would like to make two prayers to the whole Muslim Ummah of this world in order to reply their heinous activities done with the Holy Quran. My first prayer to the whole Muslim Ummah is that being a Muslim, it is our utmost duty, it is our foremost duty, it is obligatory, it is mandatory to us to read the Holy Quran, to know the meaning and explanation of Holy Quran, and we shall try to implement the rules and regulations of Holy Quran in our personal life, in our family life, in our social life, as well as in our state life as per our capacity. This will be the first reply to the Swedish against their heinous activities with the Holy Quran. And my second prayer to the Muslim Ummah of this world is that we the Muslims shall boycott the commodities made by the Sweden. And this will be our second step. Inshallah, if we follow these two prayers prayed by me, inshallah, they will fall in a great pressure. And inshallah, Quran has earlier owned each and every time. This time, also Quran will inshallah win. Now inshallah, we shall go to the Tafsirul Quran Mahafil. In today's Tafsirul Quran Mahafil, we shall have a discussion on verse number 58 from Suratun Nisaa. At first, as usual, we shall go to the recitation as well as meaning of this verse. Then inshallah, we shall go to the elaborate discussion of this verse. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله يأمركم أن تؤدوا الأمانات إلى أهلها وإذا حكمتم بين الناس أن تحكموا بالعدل إن الله نعم ما يعظكم به إن الله كان سميعا بصيرا صدق الله العلي العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين سبحان الله وبحمده سبحان الله العظيم اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك. I seek refuge, I seek shelter to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the accursed devil, from the accursed shaitan, and I am beginning with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the most merciful, most beneficent. إن الله يأمركم أن تؤدوا الأمانات إلى أهلها. Obviously, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands you to render back, to give back the property, deposit, money to them whom it dues. وَإِذَا حَكَمْتُمْ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ أَن تَحْكُمُوا بِالْعَدْلِ. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also directing us to make justice at the time of adjudication, at the time of judging. إِنَّ اللَّهَ نِعِمَّ يَعِظُكُمْ بِهِ. And the direction given by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is better and fairer. إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ Sami'an basira. Obviously Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, everything is heard and seen by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said the truth, and His prophets and messengers have also said the truth. And we are among the witnesses. All praises are for Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All praises are for Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the greatest. O Allah, bless our Prophet and your servant Hajrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this was the recitation as well as meaning of verse number 58 from Suratun Nisaa. We used to say that Islam is the complete code of life. Yes, obviously, Islam is the complete code of life. There is no part of our life where Islam does not give us direction, where Islam does not give us guidance. There is no part. That means on each and every spheres of our life, on each and every fields of our life are being guided by Islam. Allahu Akbar. And for this reason, Islam is called complete code of life. And in this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is directing us at first, amanat, dues, amanat, deposit, property, trust. If anyone keeps any property to you with faith, it is obligatory to you, mandatory to you, to return back his deposit, to return back his trust, to return back his property to him duly. That means Islam is commanding us to render back, to give back the property, deposit, trust to its owner properly and duly. And secondly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is directing us to make justice among the people. Nowadays, in our surroundings, we are finding that no one is getting justice. In the court premises, if we go, we see the scenery that everyone is saying that they have not got justice. And Islam, a complete code of life, is directing us to adjudicate a dispute properly, rightly, justly. And nowadays, everyone wants justice. And Islam is the only religion. Islam always presses to render justice among the people. And in today's tafsir, at first, we shall go with some other relevant verses from the Holy Qur'an in other surahs. At first, verse number 42 from Suratul Baqarah is relevant in today's tafsir. In verse number 42, Suratul Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَلَا تَلْبِسُوا الْحَقَّ بِالْبَاطِلِ وَتَكْتُمُوا الْحَقَّ وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. Verse number 42 from Suratul Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is directing us not to mix the falsehood with the truth. And do not hide the truth knowingly. That means it is obligatory to each and every Muslim to support the truth, to stand on the side of truth. And Muslim will restrain from mixing the falsehood with the truth. Islam completely prohibited to mix falsehood with the truth. Islam always directs us, Islam always commands us to remain on the side of truth. This was verse number 42 from Suratul Baqarah, relevant in today's tafsir. Next relevant verse in today's tafsir is verse number 188 from Suratul Baqarah. Here Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَكُمْ بَيْنَكُمْ بِالْبَاطِلِ وَتُدْلُوا بِهَا إِلَى الْحُكَّامِ لِتَأْكُلُوا فَرِيقًا مِنْ أَمْوَالِ النَّاسِ بِالْإِثْمِ وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. Nowadays, giving bribe and accepting bribe has become natural, has become common. Islam completely prohibits us to offer bribe and to accept bribe. Offering bribe and accepting bribe is completely prohibited in Islam. In verse number 188, Suratul Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَكُمْ بَيْنَكُمْ بِالْبَاطِلِ. Do not eat up each other's property unjustly, wrongly. وَتُدْلُوا بِهَا إِلَى الْحُكَّامِ لِتَأْكُلُوا فَرِيقًا مِنْ أَمْوَالِ النَّاسِ بِالْإِثْمِ وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. And you know that you are not right. but you are, in order to get judgment in your favor, you are offering a part to the judge as bribe. Islam is completely prohibiting these activities. Nowadays it is found that a property is valued taka 10 crore. A property is valued taka 10 crore. And a man has forcefully, unjustly captured the property. And real owner of the property has filed a suit in the competent court. And when the suit started to adjudicate, the possessor, illegal possessor of the land, gives taka 10 lakh to the judge, to the person who is adjudicating the matter, and he is getting justice. Islam is completely prohibiting this. Here in this verse we are finding that bribe has been termed as the food put on the hook to allure fish. We used to fish either in the pond or in the river, and in order to catch fishes, we put on foods on the hook, and when the hook is thrown in the pond, in the water, fishes alluring the food are being caught. As I have already said, that a property valued taka 10 crore, an illegal possessor of the property give taka 10 lakh as bribe to the judge, and whole property is grabbed by him. Nauzubillahi min zalik. How painful, how pathetic is this? The real owner of the land is losing the case because his other side has offered bribe to the officer of to the judge of the court. It is very much painful. It is very much pathetic. It is very much pathetic that some judges used to take bribe. Islam completely prohibits offering and accepting bribe. Offering and accepting bribe is completely prohibited by Islam, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in verse number 188 from Suratul Baqarah. So verse number 188 from Suratul Baqarah is also relevant in today's tafsir. Now, relevant verse in today's tafsir is verse number 84 from Suratul Hud. In verse number 84, Suratul Hud, here Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَإِلَى مَدْيَنَ أَخَاهُمْ شُعَيْبًا قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مَا لَكُمْ مِنْ إِلَٰهٍ غَيْرُهُ ولا تنقصوا المكيال والميزان إني أراكم بخير وإني أخاف عليكم عذاب يوم محيط. وإلى مديان أخاهم شعيبا. In verse number 84 of Surah Hud, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, I sent one of their brother Shuaib alayhi salam as their prophet. That means Hazrat Shuaib alayhi salam was sent to the inhabitants of Madian in order to guide them to the right way. قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره. First invitation by Hazrat Shuaib alayhi salam was that, O my people, accept Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as only one creator, and there is no partner of him. That means Hazrat Shuaib alayhi salam at first invited them towards the Tawheed. Each and every prophets sent by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala firstly invited people towards the Tawheed. What is Tawheed? Tawheed means imanun bi ilahi wahid. Tawheed means keeping faith on only one creator, and he is Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So at first Hazrat Shuaib alayhi salam invited his community towards the Tawheed. And secondly, he is inviting for what? وَلَا تَنْكُسُ الْمِكْيَالَ وَالْمِيزَانَ. Do not make shortfall while you are making measurement. إِنِّي أَرَاكُمْ بِخَيْرٍ وَإِنِّي أَخَافُ عَلَيْكُمْ عَذَابَ يَوْمٍ مُحِيطٍ. يَوْمٍ مُحِيطٍ. There was a bad nature of community of Hazrat Shuaib alayhi salam. The community of Hazrat Shuaib alayhi salam used to make shortfall in measurement in scale. And in Tafsirul Qur'an we find that this nation of Hazrat Shuaib alayhi salam were destroyed by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of making shortfall in measurement and in scales. And before their before their destruction, before they were punished, Hazrat Shuaib alayhi salam asked them, told them, although you are finding that by making shortfall you are being profitable, you are making profit. No. In fact, by making shortfall in measurement and making shortfall in scale, I am finding you surrounded by punishment of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That means whoever will make shortfall in measurement and scale, whoever will do injustice, he will be punished by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as the community of Hazrat Shuaib alayhi salam were punished. This was verse number 84 from Suratun. Next relevant verse in today's tafsir is verse number 90 from Suratun Nahl. Verse number 90. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Inna Allah ya'muru bil adli wal ihsani wa ita'i dhil qurba wa yanha 'anil fahsha'i wal munkari wal baghi ya'idukum la'allakum tadhakkarun. On each and every Friday in the Sani khutbah, second khutbah, this ayat, this verse is being recited by each and every khatib. Inna Allah ya'muru bil adli wal ihsan. Obviously Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding you to make justice and make good to your relatives and remain from wrongdoing, restrain from wrongdoing. Islam directs us to make justice among the people, among the relatives. And Islam is commanding us to refrain from ill doing, from wrongdoing, from mischief. And from superseding. Ya'izukum la'allakum tazakkarun. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used to give advices. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hopes that we shall follow the advices of Islam. We shall follow the rules and regulations of Islam. So this was verse number 90 from Suratun Nahl. Next relevant verse in today's tafsir is verse number 35 from Suratun Bani Israel. In verse number 35 Suratun Bani Israel, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَأَوْفُوا الْكَيْلَ إِذَا كِلْتُمْ وَزِنُوا بِالْقِسْطَاسِ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ ذَلِكَ خَيْرٌ وَأَحْسَنُ تَأْوِيلًا. Whenever you make measurement, whenever you stand the scales, you make proper measurement, you hold the scales rightly, And this is better and fairer in the long run. That means whoever will do justice in every steps of his life, in the long run, finally he will be succeeded. That means doing justice towards each and every one is mandatory, obligatory to us. And if we do justice either in our personal life or in our family life or in our social life or even in our state life, if we do justice, in the long run, finally we shall be awarded by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This was verse number 35 from Suratun Bani Israel. Next relevant verse in today's tafsir is verse number 181 to 183 from Suratun Shuara. Suratun Shuara, verse number 181 to 183 are relevant. Here Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Awful kayla wa la takunu minal muqsirin wazinu bil qistasil mustaqim wa la tabkhasun nasa ashya'ahum wa la ta'asaw fil ardi mufsidin. Verse number 181 to 183, Surah Al-Suara. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Awful kayla wa la takunu minal muqsirin. Fulfill the measurement, fulfill. Give the right measurement while you are holding the scale. Do not give them less. Do not make shortfall in weighing, in measurement. Wazinu bil qistasil mustaqim. Hold the scales rightly, properly. Wala tabkhasun nasa asyahum wala ta'saw bil ard wala ta'saw fil ardi mufsidin. If you do not make proper measurement, if you do not hold the scales rightly, that means if you do not do justice either in the family or in the society or in the state, the result of this is that there will be mischief in all around. Whoever are making shortfall in scale, whoever are making shortfall in measurement, they are doing mischief towards the society, towards the state. And in the long run, they will be punished. Next relevant verse in today's tafsir is verse number 16 from Suratun Qaf. Being a Muslim, being a reciter of Kalima Tayyibah, we shall have to always remember one thing, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us, and our all the activities are being observed, being seen by Him. And in verse number 16 from Suratun Qaf, Surah number 50, Suratun Qaf, verse number 16, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ وَنَعْلَمُ مَا تُوَسْوِسُ بِهِ نَفْسُهُ وَنَحْنُ أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ. Obviously I have created people. وَنَعْلَمُ مَا تُوَسْوِسُ بِهِ نَفْسُهُ. And I know what is in his heart. As we know, there are two angels. They are the writer. And in the Holy Quran, they have been termed as Kiraman Katibin, respected writers. Our right angels are recording our all good deeds. And the angels in our left is recording our all bad deeds. Besides this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that I have created people. وَنَعْلَمُ مَا تُوَسْوِسُ بِهِ نَفْسُهُ. And I know what is in his heart. What his soul whisper, I know it. Because وَنَحْنُ أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ, because I'm closer, I'm nearer to him than his jugular vein. There is a vein in our neck. In the medical science, it is called jugular vein. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, I am closer, I am nearer to you than your jugular vein. So being a Muslim, we shall have to remember one thing always. The two angels, Kiraman Katibin, they are recording our all activities, either good or bad, either right or wrong. Besides this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very closer to us. Sitting on the throne, sitting on the Arsh Azim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is controlling us. We are near to him than this jugular vein. Allahu Akbar. So before committing any offense, before doing any mischief, being a Muslim, we shall have to remember this. This was verse number 16 from Suratun Qaf. Next relevant verse in today's tafsir is verse number 9 from Suratul Rahman. Verse number 9, Suratul Rahman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in verse number 9, وَأَقِيمُوا الْوَزْنَ بِالْقِسْطِ وَلَا تُخْسِرُوا الْمِيزَانَ. Surah Rahman, verse number 9. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَأَقِيمُوا الْوَزْنَ بِالْقِسْطِ وَلَا تُخْسِرُوا الْمِيزَانَ. Whenever you make measurement, do not make shortfall. Do not make shortfall. Make proper measurement. Hold the scale rightly, properly. This was verse number 9 from Suratul Rahman. Next relevant verse in today's tafsir is verse number 18 from Suratul Hasr. Here Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu attaqullaha wal tanzur nafsum ma qaddamat lighad wattaqullaha innallaha khabirum bima ta'malun. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu, O the believers, ittaqullah, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wal tanzur nafsum ma qaddamat lighad. Each and every person should think that what he has sent for tomorrow. Tomorrow means for the day of judgment. Being a Muslim, we shall always remember, we shall always think that what we are sending for the day of judgment. Because after meeting death in this world, after expiry of our duration in this world, after expiry of our tenure in this world, we shall meet death. And after death, we shall be revived by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And on that day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say us what we have done here, what we are doing here. Everything will be shown to us. So being a Muslim, we shall have to remember one thing, that what we are sending for the day of judgment. Wattaqullah, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Innallaha khabirum bima ta'malun. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is aware everything what we are doing here. This was verse number 18 from Suratul Hasr, relevant in today's tafsir. Next relevant verse in today's tafsir is verse number 1 to 6 from verse number 1 to 6 from Suratul Mutaffifin. In verse number 1 to 6 Suratul Mutaffifin, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا اكْتَالُوا عَلَى النَّاسِ يَسْتَوْفُونَ وَإِذَا قَالُوهُمْ أَوْ وَزَنُهُمْ يُكْسِرُونَ أَلَا يَظُنُّ أُولَئِكَ أَنَّهُمْ مَبْعُوثُونَ لِيَوْمٍ عَظِيمٍ يَوْمَ يَقُومُ النَّاسُ لِرَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. وَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ. Sufferings for those who used to make shortfall in measurement, who used to make shortfall in holding scales, Allazina iza qtalu ala nasi yastawfun. Whenever they receive anything, they receive properly, fully. Wa iza kaluhum aw wazanuhum yuksirun. But whenever they give others, they make shortfall in measurement. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Ala yazunnu ulaika annahum mab'uthun. Do they not know that one day they will be revived? Liyawmin azim. Liyawmin azim, on the day of judgment, they will be revived. Yawma yakumun nasu li rabbil alamin. And on the day of judgment, the whole human beings will remain standing before the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, creator of all the worlds. So as I have already said, that being a Muslim, we shall have to remember one thing, that our tenure in this life, in this world, is for a limited period. And after expiry of this tenure in this world, we shall have to meet death. And after meeting death, we shall have to remain present to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in order to give accounts of our all the activities we are doing here. So before doing anything, before committing any offense, we shall have to remember one thing. After our death, we shall have to stand to our only one creator, to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And He will take accounts of our all the activities. So, before doing any offense, before making injustice, either in personal life, or in the family life, or in the social life, or in the state life, we should remember this, that our life in this world one day will come to an end. And we shall have to stand to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in order to give accounts of our all the activities we are doing here. Now inshallah we shall go to some relevant hadiths, utterances of our beloved Prophet. Those are relevant in today's tafsir. An Abdullah ibn Umar radiyallahu anhu, an Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam qala, az-zulmu zulmatun yawm al-qiyamah, rawahu al-Bukhari. Az-zulmu, injustice. If we do one injustice to anyone, this one injustice will be injustices on the day of judgment. So before doing any injustice, before doing any wrong to anyone, we should think that this one wrong will be multiplied on the day of judgment, will be increased on the day of judgment. Az-zulmu zulmatun yawm al-qiyamah, rawahu al-Bukhari. Next hadith in today's tafsir is An Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu, an Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam qala, ittaqu da'watul mazlum fa innaha laysa bainaha wa bainallahi hijab, rawahu al-Bukhari. Fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our beloved Prophet is saying. This hadith has been narrated by Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu. He said that our beloved Prophet has said, fear from doing injustice to the oppressor. If anyone does injustice to the weak, to the Muslim, to the weak, and if the Muslim curse him, this curse will go to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly, because the curse given by a weak has no curtain, no veil with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And for that reason, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our beloved Prophet has said, Ittaqu da'watul mazlum fa innaha laysa bainaha wa baina Allah hijab. There is no barrier, there is no bar, there is no obstruction in the cars of weak person. In the cars of oppressed has no barrier, no hijab with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That means if a oppressed person cars to anyone, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept his cars directly. So the strong people of this world, of this society, should remember, before doing oppression, before doing injustice to the weak, that if a weak person offers cars to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his cars will directly go to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rawahul Bukhari. An Anas radhiyallahu anhu qala qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam unsur akhaka zaliman aw mazluma. Rawahul Bukhari. This hadith has been narrated by Hazrat Anas radhiyallahu anhu. He said, our beloved Prophet has said, help the wrongdoers and the oppressed. That means in explanation of this hadith, it has come, how shall we help the wrongdoers? We shall stop the wrongdoers from doing wrong things. And we shall help the oppressed, weak, whenever they will be oppressed by the stronger. This is Rawahul Bukhari. That means helping the oppressed is mandatory to us, obligatory to us. And not only we shall help the oppressed, we shall also stop the strong persons from doing injustice, from doing mischief in the society. Rawahul Bukhari. An Abdullah ibn Umar radhiyallahu anhu, anna Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam qala, al-muslimu akhul muslimi, al-muslimu akhul muslimi, la yazilluhu wa la yusallimuhu. Al-muslimu akhul muslim, la yazlimuhu wa la yusallimuhu. Rawahul Bukhari. This hadith has been narrated by Abdullah ibn Umar radhiyallahu anhu. He said, our beloved Prophet has said, al-muslimu akhul muslimi. One Muslim is brother to another Muslim. La yazlimuhu. Do not make injustice. Do not make wrong with your brother. Wala yusallimuhu. And do not betray with him. Suppose one of the Muslim brother has come to you for help. You help him. You do not make trouble for him. Nowadays, it is seen in the society that if a brother goes to you for help, you are not helping him, rather you are throwing him in danger. It is completely prohibited in Islam. And for this reason, our beloved Prophet has said, al-muslimu akhul muslimi, la yazlimuhu wa la yusallimuhu. Rawahul Bukhari. A Muslim will neither do injustice with him, nor he will betray with him. Last hadith in today's tafsir is an Abi Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu an Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam qala sabatun yuzilluhumullahu fi zillihi yawma la zillu illa zilluhu al-imamul adilu. Rawahul Bukhari wa Muslim, muttafaqun alayhi. This hadith has been narrated by Abu Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu. He said, Our beloved Prophet has said, on the day of judgment, when there will be no shelter, there will be no shadow, except the shadow of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And on this day, on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give shelter to 7 kinds of people to his shadow. And one of them is Al-Imamul Adilu. A just ruler will be given shelter by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment. Allahu Akbar. That means if a ruler rules the country rightly and justly, and if he does not make any mischief with his subjects, with his people, on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him shelter under his shadow. When there will be, on the day of judgment, there will be no shadow except the shadow of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, doing justice either in our personal life, or in our family life, or in our social life, or even in our national life, it is obligatory to us to make justice in all fields of our life, in all spheres of our life. And Islam is directing us, Islam is commanding us to make justice either in our personal life, or in our social life, or in our family life, or even in our national life. As per our capacity, we shall make justice. And if we do justice in all aspects of our life, in all fields of our life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will inshallah give us shelter under his shadow on the day of judgment. Now inshallah we shall offer prayer to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Before offering prayer, let us recite durood. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma amin. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. اللهم اغفر لحينا وميتنا وشاهدنا وغائبنا وصغيرنا وكبيرنا وذكرنا وأنثانا. اللهم من أحييته منا فأحيه على الإسلام، ومن توفيته منا فتوفه على الإيمان. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. رب هب لي من الصالحين. رب زدني علما. أستغفر الله. اللهم إني أسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. والله, we have been gathered in this Tafsirul Mahfil. We have discussed from your Holy Qur'an. We have made many mistakes. Please forgive our all mistakes and accept this Tafsirul Mahfil. Oh Allah, please forgive our all sins. Oh Allah, please increase our sustenance. Oh Allah, please forgive our parents and all the relatives who have died. Oh Allah, you know what is in our hearts. Please fulfill our all good desires. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.